What's good, everyone? It's your boy Yodi, 4 eyes. Oh, did you say it? You realize 2G's here, and today we're here to talk about quality control. Now, if you guys have watched my previous videos, you guys would have seen me talk about a few specific artists. Rather, in this video, I'm going to be talking about a lot of the artists on QC that have been screwed over, and the broader context of QC that show that they have a systemic culture of exploiting their artists. Now, if you make music, if you're creative at all, if you're in school, if you're in business, whatever, I urge you watch this whole video. This will have a lot of crucial information, especially as a young person. I wish I knew that moving forward will be able to help you out, so let's get into it.
Hey, bitch, I slept off a Zanny. That bitch gonna take off her panties. Nigga, I ain't gon' fuck that bitch unless that bitch got her a plan B. Ayy, niggas just don't understand me. Ayy, she eat this dick up like candy. Ayy, slick water be the Grim Reaper. Ayy, like I'm from Billy and Mandy. Ayy, rapping I feel like the GOAT. Ayy, Mason Margiela my coat. Ayy, nigga be talking a lot. Ayy, but you know that is a hoax.
Before we get into it, guys, make sure if you don't, at your dig on Instagram, go comment, go show love on this post right here. Your boy fly as hell. You already know that. Acne, Mastermind, CDG, Jordans, all the purple, too hard. Also, I just got an upload on No Jumper. This is amazing. Big shout out to Adam22, house girl. I nearly said house girl. I did say house girl. House phone, cam girl for this opportunity. It's huge. Link in the description to check it out. And it actually ties in with this video here. Big shout out to them again, but let's keep it going. Okay, so first of all, these are kind of the dot points and the big things I'm going to touch on, but I really want to start off with the artists and explain their situation and then link it back up with this right here. Okay, first of all, with Skippa Da Flippa. So Skippa Da Flippa is someone who was actually, according to him, the first signee to QC, and he was around Migos, OG Maco very early on in his career. However, then we never really saw him blow up, which was a bit of a shame because he has really good music. Then it eventually came out that he had this beef and this rift with QC that he touched on in this interview with Adam22 right here, and another one with Vlad in this interview right here. Now, rather than showing you clips because they're kind of long-winded, it just kind of boils down to this right here, to me at least. One, he felt stuck in the label in the fact that they didn't promote him, they shelved him a lot of the times, and they didn't really show him any respect. Two, this is crucial as well, he didn't understand the business himself. And tip out there, if you don't understand the business, if you don't understand how to read contracts, learn that first, then get into the business, because that's how people take advantage of you. No matter if you're a student, a part-time worker, a full-time worker, a creative, industries are predatory by nature. They prey on people having less information than them so they can take advantage of them. So this is really crucial. And then also last to touch on is the fact that it took very long for him to get out of his contract and he had to buy his way out. Now next we move on to OG Maco, and OG Maco is really someone who deserved a lot more because his music was very good, but unfortunately the label just really held him back. And I've made a video on this before, but I just want to touch on these points right here. Now these points were made by OG Maco himself in his interview with Adam22. Really amazing interview, highly recommend to watch it. But anyway, I've just summarized a few key points. Firstly, they basically don't let him release any music, and when they do, they take it down themselves, they meaning QC. So he's forced to kind of play this weird game where he uploads music but he doesn't even know if it's going to get taken down by his own label. Secondly, they don't basically talk to him at all. Thirdly, he's still signed. Now this is another big warning sign. I'm going to touch on this later, keep that in mind, but he's still signed to them despite them not releasing music and him wanting off the label for years. So yeah, that's a fucked up situation, and I'm gonna get back to this one because this is super important. Now next to touch on is Cardi B. Now as I said in my other video, Cardi B came out and said that she doesn't have any managers right now, as you can see with this tweet right here. Now why this is so important is because if you didn't know, Cardi B was actually signed to Quality Control Management, and her saying that she doesn't have any managers is basically the polite way, the industry way, the publicist way of saying, hey, I'm not fucking with QC, there's some shady shit going on over there, I'm not gonna speak about it because my celebrity is too big, but don't fuck with them, there's some serious shit going on. Also remember, her and Offset are together, so that's a whole other situation that plays into this right here. Lastly, we get to Lil Yachty. Now as I said in my video yesterday, and much love for that video, it's doing so well, thank you guys very much. Like this video by the way, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm trying to give you guys really good information here. Anyway, as it came out in this interview right here, Yachty all but basically admitted A, he didn't read his contract at all, B, he didn't even know what a 360 was, which basically means he's in a 360, and C, there's some shady shit going down with QC right now, which got revealed with this response in his newer interview on Everyday Struggle when asked about the state of QC. And just like yesterday, pay attention to his body language and his facial expression.
I think it'll always be a family, but it's not, we don't, like, it's like, we don't, it's not like how it used to be, you know? It's like, so it's just like doing his thing, you know? So we
Oh man, yo, Yachty just gave more by his body language than answer.
As you can see right there, just based off that answer alone, you can tell some serious shit is going on within QC and there's turmoil. Because remember, they were always a family, going around together. You used to see Migos, QC, Yodi, Baby, always together. Now, not so much, and it's evident that shit is going down behind the scenes. Okay, so those are kind of like the finer details, I guess, between the artists. Now let's kind of link it all together, as I said, with quality control. Now, as it came out in this article right here, which I've referenced a few times, great read, make sure to do it in your own time, there are a few key points that I want to focus on. So according to this article, quality control assigns the very same lawyers for the artists as they get themselves. Now, hot tip number one to any rappers and any producers out there, never take that lawyer that the label assigns to you. The reason they're assigning them to you is they can kind of use that lawyer to contractually fuck you and benefit them in the long run. Now take this example, in this case it's someone called Grandison, right? Say Grandison, I'm working for the Migos and I'm also working for quality control. Now Migos and quality control both come to me, and keep in mind I have to do what's in their best interest. Migos have this hit song, they want to release it right now, which would be in their best interest, so I should probably do that. But then I take this to quality control, and quality control says to me, do not drop any Migos music. We have to drop Yodi first, we have to drop Baby first, we have to drop City Girls. All this music needs to drop before the Migos. Now I'm in a conflict of interest. I've used that word a lot, but it's super applicable to this situation. Who do I side with? Well, over here, quality control pays me $200,000 and I get 10%. Migos over here, I don't get any upfront money, plus I only get 1%. Who do you think I'm going to side with? Of course, I'm going to side with quality control, because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck about the Migos, and all I care about is my bottom dollar. So never sign to the lawyer that the label prescribes you. Go and get one on your own time. Now this is super important in this case, because if the Migos were signed to the same lawyer, that means everybody else on that label was either signed to the very same lawyer and in that same fucked up situation, or to the same group of lawyers, or to the same company, which is still under QC. So they were all in this conflict of interest. And this brings us back to the point of Skippa Da Flippa not understanding the business and Lil Yachty not understanding the business. This is quality control exploiting people's lack of information in order to benefit them. Secondly, and this just builds on that point, the whole point about no negotiations. Now, I've talked about this a lot. Also, they said in this contract here that Migos were unable to negotiate. Now, hot tip number two, if you're like in a full-time career or a producing position or an artist position, basically, unless you work like a part-time job casually at McDonald's or something like that, and your employer says to you, you can't negotiate the terms, these are fixed, etc., tell them that's bullshit, that's egregious, and you want to have negotiable terms at the end of the contract. You may be wondering why. Well, in this case, as I said yesterday, say I'm Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty, at the time of signing to QC, One Night wasn't a hit, Minnesota wasn't a hit, I Spy, Broccoli weren't even out yet. So imagine the terms of that deal. Now all of a sudden, 6 months, 12 months later, I'm on fucking Target, Sprite, I am everywhere, right? And I'm still getting that same money and I can't negotiate at the end of my contract? What the fuck? Please, people, make sure you can negotiate terms or have some sort of bonuses or have some sort of leverage built into your contract. Okay, that was a lot of information. Hopefully you guys stuck with me. Also, another point really important to make, don't think this just applies to music. We've seen Migos do deals with people like Popeye. We've seen Lil Yachty do deals with Sprite, Target, as I said. Now, all of those deals are being funneled through QC. So that means those millions of dollars are also being funneled through the same very shitty contract, which means they're getting fucked both on the music side and the public persona brand side as well, if you will. Okay, so that's basically everything I wanted to touch on there, and it essentially, as I said, stems down to them robbing their artists and the culture of exploiting artists within QC. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Please, 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 I urge you, share this video, comment on it. I really don't enjoy making videos like this because these situations are fucked up, and at the end of the day, these are people's lives they're playing with. But in another sense, I do kind of like taking this opportunity to educate people. Again, I don't proclaim to be a lawyer, I'm not some industry insider, I'm just someone who has studied law at some sort of level, and I feel as though I almost have like an obligation with my platform to try to educate people because I know a lot of you guys are young. Also guys, before we finish this video, I want to give a couple quick shout outs to the Instagram. Big shout outs to everyone who follows me on my Instagram, yo. It's much appreciated, seriously. Go show me some love on this post right here. Much appreciated. Big shout outs to Branded I, and also shout outs to Fizzette. Much love to you guys. If you guys don't follow your boy at your dig, make sure to go show me some love. Also, I just hit 58,000 subscribers. Much love. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on notifications. Comment as I said. Also, that no jumper video, as I said in the description, go check it out. But that's all from me today, guys. There are more videos of mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.